What's up, YouTube? I don't usually uh, do TV show or movie reviews, but this one I really need to do. I just watched the first two episodes of Hulu's new show called The Act, starring Patricia Arquette and Joey King. It is the true life crime story of Gypsy Rose Blanchard and her mom, Dee Dee Blanchard, also known as Claudine Blanchard. I felt like the show is it's very well done. The first two episodes are really, really good. The acting is superb. Like Joey King, she's not a big actress, but she nailed it. Like, this girl's gonna win at least a Golden Globe next award season, which I really think she deserves one. So is Patricia Arquette. Like, she's a great actress. I've only seen her in a couple things, but she's really, really good as this psychotic mother. Um, the story itself has captivated me. I learned about this story when it first broke a couple of years ago, I think in 15. Um, Maybe, I think it was in 2015 when it came on to play. Um, and honestly, I think Gypsy Rose is innocent. Like, I feel like she did it for um escapism. She was a victim in her own house. Um she's a victim. She wasn't allowed to do anything. She was kept in a wheelchair. She was kept medicated all the time. She had a feeding tube in her for no reason. And to live with somebody like that for all your life and to feel trapped and have no way of escapism and no way of getting out and no way of being able to say, I'm never going to be free. She was never going to be free of this woman. As long as her mother, Dee Dee Blanchard, was alive, Gypsy Rose had no chance of surviving. None whatsoever. And parents like that, I mean, her mom was obviously psychotic. Her mom obviously had some mental issues, aka Munchausen by proxy, which I don't really know a lot about. My husband is studying psychology. He's learned a little bit about it, but he hasn't really delved into it. And he thinks he's going to learn about this case soon enough. He knows about it. He knows how consumed I have become with it. Not consumed, I shouldn't say that, but more interested in this case ever since The Act has premiered on Hulu. And yeah, some of the stuff probably has been fictionalized and taken, liberty license and whatever. I mean, you have to, because the producers and the writers and the creators of the show, they weren't there. They don't know what truly happened. They only know from the news stories they have read and what little interviews there are of her from prison. So they don't have a lot to go off of. They don't, because they don't have access to her in the prison. They were not allowed to talk to her before the show got made. They were not permitted that access, unfortunately, which I think they should have been, but they were not. But they're doing their best they can with getting the show across. And I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, that mother should have been put out of her misery a long time ago. She had no business having children. She had no business having children at all. I think she got what she deserved. Should she have been murdered? No. But, justification and justice for those who are trapped and who don't have a voice, because Gypsy Rose had no voice. She wasn't allowed to speak for herself. She wasn't allowed to tell neighbors, oh, I'm not really sick. I don't need a wheelchair. This is just my mother's way of making money off of me. She was a cash cow. Her mother did it just for the money. She did it just for the attention. I think her mother was an attention hog. Like, she had to have the spotlight on her all the time. It wasn't even about her daughter, it was about her. Oh, she was such a good mother, she was such a good caregiver. Look at this woman, she's doing this all on her own. She has no husband. She's a hero. She's taking care of this sick child. You know, what can we as a community do to help them out? They had a house built for them in Missouri after Katrina, because they were Katrina victims, I think. And Habitat for Humanity built them a house that was handicap accessible for Gypsy Rose. Even though she didn't need a wheelchair, the community believed she was. I'm very fascinated with this case. And if I could pick any study, because right now I'm in culinary school, but if I could pick any other case or any other study besides culinary, it would be criminal justice. And I would focus on true crime stories. I truly believe that she's innocent. I think she should get paroled early. She definitely needs psychological counseling, and I hope she's getting that in the prison that she's held at right now. I have no idea. I have no idea if they are providing that kind of counsel for her. She went through years and years of abuse. Years of abuse. At least almost 20 years. And I'm sure she's not well physically with all that medication that she was forced to take. That cannot be good for a person who is well. I'm sure she's having backlash from all that. I know that, like, from the medication, her teeth did fall out. And in the show, they showed that she had her teeth extracted, but her teeth fell out due to the medication that she took. And she has to wear fake teeth. I mean, she's only like 28 years old. I mean, that's really young for someone who have to wear dentures. I mean, my heart goes out to her. Should she have, done what she did? No, because murder, it's one of the 10 commandments, thou shalt not murder. But she had another way of escape. She couldn't run away because she knew her mother would come and get her. She couldn't call the police because she knew her mother would not collaborate with the police. She knew the police wouldn't do anything. She knew her mother would twist it and deny everything. She knew. And the only way for her to get rid of her was to really get rid of her, was to kill her, to be done with her, to be rid of her. And I watched an interview with her from last year when she talked to Dr. Phil, and she's not glad she's dead. She feels a lot of remorse for what happened. But I think if the situation was as bad as that one, and there's no escape, and you're never going to be able to get rid of this person who is on a daily basis abusing you and committing these acts of fraud against you, that is the alternative. It's not a pleasant one. It's not an ideal one. There are ramifications, as we know, because she's in prison now and she doesn't get paroled for another 5 years. She's got 5 more years left in state prison. And there is I think there's a petition online. Her dad has put a petition to sign to get her paroled early, which I signed it last night, and it's just, her father had no clue that any of this was going on, and he's beside himself. And I signed it. I think they are asking for money, and you just donate what you can. I donated $10. I mean, it's $10. If that helps get her paroled early, so be it. I think they're almost to their goal of signed petitions. I think they need like 25,000. They're like almost at 18. I don't know. I feel like instead of being in prison where true criminals are. Because she's not a criminal. She's not. Yeah, what she did was wrong. Yeah, she shouldn't have done it. She had no other way of getting away from this woman. No other way. In a sense, she's free. Because she doesn't have to put up with it anymore. She is free. But I don't know, my heart just goes out to this girl, and to this whole story is just so captivating and so interesting and so heartbreaking all at the same time. Like, how can a mother like that do something to a daughter, her only child, who she claims she loved? Was it just to get money? I don't know. She was mentally ill. And, you know, people who are mentally ill, they can go and seek help. They can go to counselors. They can go to psychiatrists. They can go to psychiatrics. They can... Psychiatrists. Ugh, can talk, sorry. I feel like that there's hope for her. That I think people who watch this show on Hulu are going to learn more about it. Yeah, and it's acted show. It's not real life footage, but it is portrayed by actors, and they work their butt off on this show. Like, I watched some interviews with these two ladies who played these women, and they delved right into it. I think Joey King actually shaved her head for this role, and she's phenomenal. I've only seen her, I think, in that Netflix movie that is the Kissing Booth, and yeah, she played a teenager in this, and then she's playing a teenager in this, but she's playing an abused teenager, and she is phenomenal. And I really believe that she's gonna get some kind of award. She deserves the recognition, and she did not have access to the real Gypsy Rose, but she did watch videos and research and talk to people who knew her, and she was able to get into the mindset of this girl who was trapped. And I think Hulu has a huge hit on their hands, and I think this story needs to be told. This symptom, this illness, Munchausen by proxy, needs to be more exposed than it already is, because they're saying that it's not one, I think they said 1 in 100 victims do not make it, or 1 in 10 victims, something like that, do not make it. I think 1 in 10 victims do not make it by their hands, and they die at the hands of their captors. So she was able to get out, and she was lucky she was able to escape. So I feel like, you know, maybe she needs not to be in prison. Maybe they need to let her go and get her out early. Anyway, I am just rambling. These are my thoughts about this show, this whole case, this whole study. It's fascinating. Watch it on Netflix, or on Hulu, sorry. There is a documentary on HBO called Mommy Dearest, and it's about the actual case and everything. I think I watched that a couple of years, like maybe a year or so ago. 2020 did it. So I've been captivated by this story for the last 4 or 5 years, and 4 years. And it's really, really fascinating. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. Anyway, thanks for watching.